Thank you for joining us on Sunshine Reports. My name is Adebimpe Akindele. Journalists have been charged on the need to engage and educate members of the public and be more involved in public affairs. Chief Press Secretary to Ondo State Governor Ebenezer Adenio gave the charge of the Nigerian Union event which focused on politics and developmental journalism and others by Osrc Media Group Director General Kenneth Odushola Stevenson, management staff and interns, as well as NEJ Ondo State Council leadership.
All media organizations are relevant, and OSRC is, for me, is probably the most important media organization
OSRC Orange FM Chapel program for circuit. Prince Adenio emphasized that journalists' proactiveness is key to success of any government or organization.
All media organizations are relevant, and OSRC is, for me, is probably the most important media organization in Ondo State. So we will continue to educate those in government to pay more attention to ensure that they give OSRC the necessary recognition that it deserves. And I also know that we need to have a commissioner for information.
Present at the event, which focused on politics, developmental journalism, and others, were OSRC Media Group Director General Mr. Kenneth Odushola Stevenson, management staff, and interns, as well as the NUJ Ondo State Council leadership. The Okitipupa Oil Palm PLC has intensified security measures across its plantations in Okitipupa, Irele, and Esodo Council areas. The company, in partnership with state security agencies, has launched surveillance and in the waste-to-wealth industry as part of broader efforts to promote environmental sustainability and improve sanitation across the state. Governor Lucky Aiyedatiwa gave the assurance during the World Environmental Sanitation Daily Conference held in Accra, the state capital. Government House correspondent report, and it's presented from our studio.
As global conversations around climate change, urban sanitation, and sustainable development continue to gain momentum, stakeholders in Ondo State gathered in Akure to chart a clear path towards environmental transformation. The occasion was the World Environmental Sanitation Day Leadership Conference and Special Fellowship Investiture organized by the Chartered Institute of Management and Leadership, USA, which also conferred an award of excellence on Governor Lucky Aiyedatiwa. The theme of the event, Creating Sustainability and Wealth in a Changing Dynamic World, underscored the urgency to adopt innovative solutions that convert environmental waste into economic assets, particularly in a developing context like Nigeria. Governor Lucky Aiyedatiwa, represented by his deputy, Dr. Olaide Adelami, emphasized the state's vision to restore the waste-to-wealth industry as a cornerstone renewal and youth empowerment. He described environmental sustainability not just as a government responsibility, but as a collective task that demands an active participation of professionals, communities, and private investors.
Our commitment to creating a paradigm shift in environmental management and sustainability has yielded significant dividends, positioning our state as a beacon of excellence in environmental sustainability and development.
For the tireless dedication and positive impact of our team, this will further motivate us to recommit to continued pursuit of excellence in governance and environmental stewardship.
The Minister of Environment, Dr. Yakubu Mohammed, represented by Dr. Rotimi Adeyemi, rekindling a vision that once earned it a national reputation as Nigeria's cleanest state.
The Minister appealed humbly to the state government to increase the workforce in environmental sanitation. The Minister said that the federal government have observed the happening of the state with attention, and that Ondo State was leading other states as additional trade in integrated waste management in Nigeria. I will happily enjoin Ondo State to move back into that system and see how we can create waste.
Chairman of the Institute Nigeria chapter, Dr. Stephen Alungen, highlighted the economic potential embedded in waste management, commending the governor's leadership for embracing environmental innovation.
Environmental sanitation has an historic antecedent since 1983-84 during the two-day India quarantine. Those states remain one of the in Nigeria up to this moment who has been able to sustain not only maintaining the tempo but increasing a lot of dynamics and environmental high-tech capability in issue of environmental maintenance and waste management. So this is a kudos to the government.
Chairman of the Ondo State Waste Management Authority, Mr. Sinye Kalabi, assured that the authority is aligning with government policies to boost cleanliness, reduce unemployment, and improve public health outcomes through sustainability practices.
The government cannot be no, it is not possible. So, and that is why I will also seize this opportunity. I will also use this medium to appeal to our people, the citizens, good people of Ondo State, that the issue of waste management, the issue of sanitation is the business of all of us. Is the business of everyone. So I want to employ us in the area of indiscriminate dumping of refuse. I'm saying this again, that we have to stop.
One of the high points of the conference was the former investiture of Governor Aiyedatiwa as a fellow of the Chartered Institute of Management and Leadership, USA, a gesture that recognizes his visionary role in environmental and economic governance.
Award fellow. This as a member
Beyond ceremonial accolades, the event signaled a shift, a call to action for government, industry players and communities to seize the untapped value within environmental waste and reposition Ondo State as a benchmark for sustainable development in Nigeria.
The alarming rate of building collapse in the country continues to raise serious concerns, with lives lost and property destroyed. At the 2025 Chief Executive Officer Lecture, organized by Nigerian Society of Engineers, Akure Branch, stakeholders reiterated the crucial role of engineers in ensuring safe, durable infrastructure and called for improved professional practices and the adoption of global standards in project execution. Blessing reports.
Critical infrastructure is the foundation for national development, yet recurrent failures remain a pressing challenge in Nigeria. This concern took center stage at the 2025 Chief Executive Officer Lecture of the Nigerian Society of Engineers, themed Finishing Up Based Failures in Construction, Bane of Infrastructural Development in Nigeria. The event examined the underlying causes of infrastructure failure and strategies for sustainable solutions. President of the Nigerian Society of Engineers, Margaret Oguntala, represented by Aluya Dauda, and Chairman of the Akure Branch, Oluwaseun Adeyeye, said the lecture was aimed at spotlighting challenges in infrastructure development while promoting mentorship between seasoned and young engineers.
Our dear senior engineers, I hereby make a passionate appeal. Please take special interest in mentoring our young engineers. Offer them guidance and support their ambitions, whether in employment or entrepreneurship. Your vast experience is invaluable, and through your mentorship and support, we can build a stronger and more resilient, more innovative engineering community.
Today's lecture on the topic, Finishing Up Based Failure in Construction, Bane of Infrastructural Development in Nigeria, will bring a wealth of knowledge and experience to the table.
In his presentation, David Omorege analyzed the consequences of poor finishing in construction projects. He urged professionals to take ownership of their work and ensure that projects meet durability and sustainability standards.
We need to restructure our infrastructural development that will enhance operational efficiency, drive economic growth, diversify and attract investors, boost local employment and commercial expansion and job creation. The change of a good finishing up of our infrastructure starts with every one of us as an individual.
Ondo State Governor Lucky Aiyedatiwa, represented by his Chief of Staff Segun Omojua, reaffirmed the state government's commitment to quality infrastructure as a driver of social and economic progress.
We recognize the critical role that engineers play in shaping our state's development, and we are committed to working with professional organizations like the Nigerian Society of Engineers to harness their expertise and creativity. By collaborating with engineers and other stakeholders, we can drive development and growth in Ondo State.
Awards were presented to the guest speaker and other notable contributors in recognition of their roles in advancing engineering practice and societal development. The lecture ended with a renewed call on engineers to prioritize quality, embrace technological advancement, and play a leading role in curbing the menace of building collapse in Nigeria. Blessing Obe, Osrc News.
Chairman of the Presidential Committee on Fiscal Policy and Tax Reforms, Taiwo Oyedele, says Nigerians earning less than 250,000 naira monthly will be exempted from income tax under the new tax laws. According to Oyedele, households earnings 250,000 or less per month are now classified as poor. He said that the objectives of the new laws, which would take effect from January 2026, were not intended to increase taxes, but to stimulate economic activity in the country and track tax evaders.
In fact, our hope and aspiration is that our country will get to a point where people who are living below poverty line are given some support by the government so they can meet their basic needs. So not taxing poverty is fairness. We also have the provisions to cater for small businesses. We have, depending on who is giving you the data, somewhere in the region of 30 to 40 million small businesses. The vast majority of them are nano businesses. Put it differently, they're just people hustling to make ends meet. They have no ability to pay taxes to the government. So in the tax law as well, they have been exempted from all manners of taxes. We want them to do business, want them to grow, and then when they scale and become bigger, they will have the capacity to pay taxes. We also have large businesses. Large businesses would also have a relief in terms of their tax burden. There's a provision in that tax law to reduce the corporate tax rate from 30% to 25%. Once the time is right, Mr. President will issue an order for the commencement of that reduction. In addition to that, we have relief for businesses to reduce their cost of doing business. For example, if you put up a factory, or you buy any equipment or any assets, or you even pay for services to be able to do your business, any VAT you pay, you will get it back from the government, essentially bringing down the cost of your business, which hopefully you can also pass some of that to consumers in form of lower prices, but also make more profit. We want it to be more profitable so you can expand your business and employ more people. In terms of basic consumptions, like food, like education, healthcare, accommodation, transportation, we've also removed the VAT on these items so they can become more affordable. So essentially, in a nutshell, that Nigeria Tax Act is about fair taxation. It's also very progressive in the sense that the high net worth individuals will pay a little bit more, which is right for you to have a progressive system. Now, that is fair taxation.
Chairman, Presidential Committee on Fiscal Policy and Tax Reform, Taiwo Yedele there. The deaf community in Ondo State has called for equal treatment and greater recognition within the society. At the first anniversary of the Task Force Security for the Deaf held in Odigbo local government area, President of the platform, Olaleko Akimusini, condemned the discrimination faced by deaf individuals. Akimusini informed that the association now has over 6,000 registered members across the state, stressing the growing voice and presence of the deaf community. Our correspondent, Omoriola Ngbeji, reports.
These individuals, hard of hearing, are part of the broader persons with disabilities community. Their bright faces, joyful spirits, and unity in matching outfits is a testament to their welcoming, loving, and resilient nature. The Task Force Security for the Deaf was founded a year ago to tackle the challenges faced by the members, promote order within the community, enhance their safety, and foster collaboration with government and other stakeholders for inclusive development. In his speech, President Olaleko Akimusini expressed deep dissatisfaction over the neglect, discrimination, and limited opportunities that often push deaf persons into street begging despite their skills and potential. He called on government, NGOs, and particularly the Ministry of Women Affairs to support them through empowerment initiatives, especially for their women and girls.
Anything that does not have been with rules does not have the punishment. So for an erring to want to admit them from doing something, it will be very hard. That is why they think of creating their own association so that they'll be able to punish them on their own way. He said, for example, the people which are called Amotekun, they work with the government and the government get them paid. But the government don't pay the deaf. and that is why they decide to show up to fight the bad people, but nobody to support them. Government even is not supporting them. It's begging the government to make sure they recognize them and support them.
So the essence of the guests from other states, including the former chairman of the Orile Agege Deaf Association, Raphael Akimbami, urged members to stay united and maintain dignity in the face of challenges.
This is the one of the best things out there in Mongolia. Thank you. And I'm giving the first and last things to my brother. Say please, I want God to be with you. And be able to have with each other. Government will support those people. I say brother, I say God. And I say to you, no matter how you control the land.
The event climaxed with members dancing joyfully in celebration of the one-year anniversary and in gratitude to God. Omoriola Mbeji, Osrc News.
In a bid to attain universal health coverage for residents in the Southwest region, stakeholders have advocated a more reliable and accessible health insurance scheme. The stakeholders who spoke at the Southwest Regional Health Insurance Conference held in Akure stressed the pivotal role health insurance scheme plays in reducing preventable deaths and improving the overall health of inhabitants. Joy Pius covered in our reports.
Thank you very much.
The 2 days Southwest Regional Health Insurance Conference held in Akure, the Ondo State capital, in collaboration with the Development Agency for Western Nigeria, DON, brought together stakeholders in the health insurance scheme from the Southwest region of Lagos, Ogun, Osun, Ekiti, and Oyo states. The program is to enable these individuals brainstorm on ways to accelerate progress towards the attainment of universal health coverage for all in the region. In his welcome address, Director General, Ondo State Contributory Health Commission, Dr. Abiodun Oyeneyin said partnership such as this will create unique opportunities to engage ideas, share experiences, and explore innovative solutions towards enhancing the health sector.
This is a DON Commission organized Southwest Health Insurance Conference to bring about regional integration, to ensure that we can collaborate, have lessons learned, share experiences, and also ensure that we collaborate to bring access closer to our people. As we are all aware that health insurance must provide access, affordability, and also ensure that when people leave one state within the Southwest region, then they can be able to access care wherever they are.
DON Director General Dr. Sheye Oyeleye, represented at the event, noted that the aim of the agency is to ensure that residents of the region have access to quality healthcare delivery wherever they find themselves.
Each state of the region has their health insurance agencies, so DON Commission brings them together to see a possible way of collaborating and again learn from each other by through lesson and experience sharing.
Governor Lucky Aiyedatiwa, represented by his special advisor on health, Professor Simidele Udimayo, highlighted achievements in the sector and assured that government is committed on its mandate to ensuring quality healthcare delivery for residents.
Over the past few years, Ondo State has made significant progress in the health sector. We have revitalized our primary health centers, improved maternal and child health outcomes, and launched innovative programs such that the Abiyamo maternal and child health insurance scheme, and oranges for both formal and informal sector. We must work together, therefore, to address barriers to enrollment, particularly among those in the informal sector, among those in the rural communities, those that belong to the vulnerable groups. We must ensure that the benefit package is comprehensive and that the services are delivered promptly.
Representative of UNICEF, Mohamed Okori, stressed the need for more inclusion of vulnerable women and children in the scheme, while other stakeholders called on governments to fully fund the scheme for optimal service delivery.
Health insurance, some parts of it is supposed to actually cover households with children inclusive. What about the children on the streets? What about children in orphanages? What about children who are in schools? In those schools where their parents are not covered, are those children covered? So I think we need to bring in all mechanisms, bring all stakeholders together to locate children wherever they are and cover them with health insurance. Now, to be able to do that means all stakeholders must come together. Government must effectively fund health insurance.
So we have the opportunity of sharing experiences, our successes, the magic behind the success of each of the states, and our challenges. What are the reasons for these challenges? We learn from each other and one another.
The events provided stakeholders various opportunities to showcase detailed successes recorded at their various regions. Joy Pius, Osrc News.
That's Sunshine Report. We'll be back later with more reports. Good afternoon.